Hi everyone! In the last video, we added multiple cloud layers to the distant environment to help create a dramatic sky. In this video, we'll add a cloud layer to help conceal the dormant volcano terrain and provide an element of interest in the foreground towards the end of the shot. Positioning the cloud layer near the same altitude of the volcano will help to emphasize the height of the volcano, and the cloud layer will not only cast shadows onto the volcano, but receive shadows from the terrain as well. For this video, we'll start by getting a wider view of our terrain, centered around the volcano area. Click on the HD button at the top of the 3D preview to let it refresh in high detail mode. Once the preview resolves, enable the Ray Traced preview by clicking on the RTP button on the top of the 3D preview. Now we can zoom in and out, or move around in the perspective view, while adjusting the cloud layer settings and see the effects on the cloud layer. Let's add an easy cloud preset for the mid-level Altocumulus Castellanus Large by clicking on the Add Cloud Layer button at the top of the Atmosphere node list. Rename the cloud layer to something descriptive like Volcano Cloud. In previous videos, we've seen how to enter coordinate values directly into the center setting, or to select the cloud layer by right-clicking on the 3D preview and dragging the axis handles around. Another way to position the cloud is to right-click in the 3D preview with the mouse positioned over the area of the terrain and select Copy Coordinates. Then click on the button to the right of the center setting and choose Paste Coordinates. For this type of cloud preset, we want to use the cloud base altitude value to help establish the y-axis value. So let's change that altitude value to 1000. Notice how the center setting's y-axis value has also changed, as well as the display readout for the cloud base minimum below the Atmosphere node list. Now, we want to reduce the cloud's radius value to about 10,000 meters to centralize it near the volcano, and change the model to TG 3.9.04 in order to create more rough and billowy clouds. Let's increase the cloud depth value to 7,000 to make the cloud layer extend a bit higher into the atmosphere. Increase the coverage value to around 1.6 to fill in more of the area defined by the cloud radius value, and reduce the cloud density value to about 0.025 so that more sunlight can penetrate through the cloud layer. We can imitate the natural behavior of a cloud drifting on the air currents by adding a very subtle motion. So under the Animation tab, check the Enable Drift setting and set the drift speed value to 5 meters per second. The setting does not translate the cloud's layer position, but rather allows the cloud's internal fractal pattern to drift through the radius of the cloud layer in the direction specified by the drift heading in degrees value. Next, check the Enable Evolution setting and set the evolution speed value to 5 meters per second. The evolution speed value sets how rapidly the cloud shape changes over time by moving its internal fractal noise pattern up or down on the y-axis. The larger the value, the greater the shape changes each frame. When both of these settings are used together, the cloud layer appears to drift along the air currents. Now the cloud shape will drift and evolve subtly throughout the shot. For more information about animating cloud layers, please see the link in the video description to the Animated Easy Cloud tutorial. In order for this cloud layer to receive shadows from the volcano terrain, we need to enable the Receive Shadows from Surfaces setting on the Quality tab. This setting is turned off by default, because calculating the shadows cast from an object or terrain onto a cloud layer increases the amount of time it takes to render an image. Since the volcano cloud layer is rather small in our scene, we can reduce the amount of voxels used to calculate it. On the Optimization tab, set the millions of voxels value to 4. Return to our shot's camera point of view and disable the Ray Traced preview mode by clicking on the RTP button. Let the 3D preview fully refresh, and then scrub through the animation or press the Play Animation button to see the cloud. As you can see, adding a hero cloud to the scene can help to create a center of interest, set the mood, and define the scale of the other elements in the scene. In our next video, we'll add new cloud layers to the project as the 3 aircraft pass by the camera. These clouds will help to accentuate the speed of the aircraft and the distance traveled in the shot. We hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new. Thanks for watching.